Warning. This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
Yo, what's going on? I am Scoots Bronson.
And I am S. Foster.
And this is the Viewers Anonymous podcast where we give you our very own reviews and takes of movies and TV straight out of Hollywood. What's going on with you, my guy?
Man, chilling, my guy. Trying to figure this thing out called life. You know what I'm saying? You know how it be, but you know, the boys on their second week of school and things
Nice.
starting to get real, you know what I'm saying? Son's like, man, got a quiz on Friday. I was like, see, I told you that when that whole week kick in. I said, yeah, they ain't playing no games. Those first 2 days was just, hey, get used to, you know what I'm saying, going to where you going, blase. But Monday hit, oh yeah, we hitting the ground running.
Got to see where you at.
Yes, sir. But I'm all right though, man. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to make it out here, man. But how you feeling? Everything good with you?
Man, I've had the most spectacular day that I've had in a mighty long time, coming off of a hell of a weekend, a hell of a birthday weekend at that. But man, everything was good, man. You know what I'm saying? Sun was shining today. Wind blowing briskly. You know what I'm saying? Got a nice had a nice order today at work, and you know what I'm saying? Like my man said on what was that on ATL? I got some cutty last night. So
what you mean you got some cutty? Anybody in the house be getting cutty but me.
I'm the man in the house. I was supposed to be getting the trim. I was supposed to be getting the draw. Yeah, so it was pretty good, man. I ain't got no complaints, bro.
That's what's up, man.
Yes, sir, man. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, you already know, first episode of the week. Listen, we got something spectacular for y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to the last episode, you know that the coming soon, we give you exactly what we're gonna give you. But this time, man, let me tell you something. It's gonna be nothing but laughs, quotes. I don't know how we gonna get through this without a straight
I don't
face
either.
or a hurt face. I know my cheeks about to be red. So if you're watching this, I didn't, you know what I'm saying? We don't do no makeup or nothing on camera. So if my face is red, I'm all right. Just know I'm laughing super hard, man. I don't know how we're going to get through this, but just to give you a little hint at what it is, if you didn't read the title, man, here we go.
I'm sorry. Hey, Chef, what's that? How many times am I going to have to tell you, don't open the potato chips until you pay for them? You're going to have to tell me that all the time, because I like potato chips. Let me, man, I come in here all the time. You're a nickel and dime hustler, looking for the 5-finger discount, and I have to keep my eyes on you. And you know what? I'm going to start going to Dwight, because you don't laugh at my joke. Dwight who don't run around your... No, I'm just kidding. No, my woman gave me these numbers to play. 15, 30, 37, 38, 45, 15, 30, 37, 38, 45, 37. Just hurry up. I got customers to serve. 45, all right. How much are it? $7.50. $7.50. $50, not $7.50. Shut up, I'm gonna kick your ass one day, man. I seen you coming out on another day. I thought of people coming in here, man. Hater, man.
If you struggle. So, ladies and gentlemen, man, if you don't know what that is, man, if you've been under a rock, or if you just not hip to anything cool, man, listen, we are talking about All About the Benjamins, man, starring Ice Cube, Mike Epps, Eva Mendes, Robert Gouverneur Smith, man, who else is in this joint, bro? I think that's let me see.
You got Tommy Flanagan,
Yep.
Carmen Chaplin. Shit, man. Valerie Ray Miller.
Yep. Wasn't Lil Bow Wow? Didn't he make a cameo?
But yeah, he did. He was Kelly.
Yep. Lil Bow Wow was in this, man. Listen, man, this movie is about a bounty hunter who is down on his luck. He ends up picking up one of the guys that, you know what I'm saying, one of his quote unquote regulars. And in the midst of picking up one of his regulars, Reggie loses a lottery ticket after being kidnapped, being in the wrong place at the wrong time. In the midst of all that, the bounty hunter book him. He is, you know what I'm saying, like, yo, what's going on? Reggie tell him, hey man, it's something bigger going on. And pretty much they bust open the case by themselves, on a weird kind of like buddy cop, even though Reggie ain't a cop, but it's like a buddy cop slash comedy slash action, you know what I'm saying, movie set in Miami, man. This is probably one of Ice Cube's greatest works, bro.
I agree.
Got to be. This got to be top 3 for Ice Cube. It got to be like Friday. Of course, Friday got to be number 1, and then it got to be like All About the Benjamins, and then maybe like one of the other Fridays after that. But I mean, it could be. Nah, I ain't gonna say Right Along.
Nah,
Right Along wasn't as funny.
No,
But,
I think you're on the right path, man.
Boys in the Hood. I forgot.
Well, yeah, Boys in the Hood. Even though it's a different lane,
Yeah.
but yeah, definitely Boys in the Hood. But I mean, but if we stay and since there's already 2 comedies in there, like that is a great choice to use Boys in the Hood.
Mhm.
But yeah, like Ice Cube's filmography is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Just the things that he's been involved in, the things that he has wrote. Like I remember when it was a whole thing a couple of weeks ago when Tony Yayo was on Drink Champs,
Mhm.
and somebody was talking about storytellers
Mhm.
as far as like rappers and stuff.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so DJ EFN was like, yo, Ice Cube. And he was like, oh, Ice Cube ain't no better storyteller than Big and all this type shit. And so then Ice Cube responded.
You tripping.
So he started naming all the shit that he got. And he was like, so are we just talking music, or we talk about just writing in general? He was like, dude, I write movies too. And that's telling a story. So he was just like, you know, he was like, my body of work should speak for itself. And like,
Yeah.
when you look at the movies that he, you know what I'm saying, been involved in writing, like, man, this shit is crazy. Like All About the Benjamins to me is just one of those movies. For some odd reason, man, I don't know why. And I think because his filmography is so long, it feels like it gets slept on. And I don't know why, because when it comes to, you know, what I think the 3 movies that he done with Mike Epps, because it's this and Friday After Next and next Friday. This right here, like as much as I love like next Friday, the Friday movies, like this movie, I think could be more quotable moments. And I know that's hard. I know that's hard because there are a lot in those movies. But when you start adding the element of Cat Williams being in Friday After Next and Uncle Elroy, and you know what I mean, this movie is really like based on them too. Like they're really showcasing their work, and Ice Cube being the dry humor guy. You know what I'm saying? Which he's really Craig. Really, he's just Craig the Bounty Hunter. Really, I mean, to be honest, because he's still punking them. You know what I mean? Like it's still like one of those situations. So they really play like the same characters, but they just in Miami, and he's a bounty hunter now, and he's not his cousin. But no, this shit is one of the funniest movies, in my opinion. Scott Foster. This is one of the funniest movies ever made, in my opinion.
Absolutely. I will agree with you on that for sure. Because first and foremost, the premise of the whole thing makes it super funny, because it's a bounty hunter who has to go and get this dude who's been ducking and dodging, finally finds him and catches him. But not only that, Reggie is this dude who finally, you know what I'm saying, he always down on his luck. Him and he's just trying to make it right for him and his girl. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? He said a hustler. And then he finally hit a lick. He finally get it. And what you know, boom, down on his luck again. He ended up losing the fucking ticket over some bullshit. And I like the fact that they put Ice Cube in this role, because for Cube to go from fuck the police to almost police is already hilarious. First and foremost.
Don't
And
get me
then
wrong. He hated Miami PD though.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He was almost police in this, but later on he ended up being the police and right along. So it's like, just to see him in certain roles, man, I think is super dope. And then not only that, you get to actually see him like fighting the stereotypes of, you know what I'm saying, what rappers are supposed to be in movies. Like even him in Friday, which is, you know what I'm saying, a whole comedy. He's not a gangster. He's not a fucking killer. He's none of that. This is just a nigga who just lost his job that day. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just a normal dude who just happened to lose his job that day. Like that's what I'm saying. Like the roles that he takes and the roles that he, you know what I'm saying, puts himself in are always outside the norm, you know what I'm saying, for rappers or former rappers, where, you know what I'm saying, they may have to play like a gangster or a tough guy or something. That he don't do none of that shit. Like in this one, he just a hard-nosed veteran fucking bounty hunter. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody that's just living life by the law and just doing everything you got to do, trying to get by, trying to get some money. You know what I'm saying? He trying to hustle himself because he trying to find these exotic fish, and they end up dying every time, which I thought was fucking hilarious. But just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then not only that, just dealing with the fact that he dealing with this hard head ass felon and Reggie, who is always in some shit. You know what I'm saying? Stealing out the store with the two old white ladies. You know what I'm saying? This nigga got a whole fucking thievery ring with two old white women. You know what I'm saying? Like just shit like that. Like I just think that the way they put that shit together is just dope, bro.
It is, and also to piggyback off what you were saying, for Ice-T, the dude cop killer, and then he's been a cop
Yeah.
on TV for over 30 years. like
Yeah.
that shit is crazy.
It's a comedian. It's a comedian that do a joke like that when he be talking about Ice-T. He be like, "Yeah, my name is Ice-T, and I hate cops." And he said like 10 years later, he was like, "Yeah, my name is Ice-T, and I'm a cop." I was like, TV. That shit was funny as fuck, bro.
Yeah, man, but like I think that, I mean, obviously it will be done at some point on this podcast. Like we gotta do an appreciation episode on Ice Cube.
Absolutely.
I mean, really, I mean, Mike Epps too, for what he done, and Eva Mendez. Like it's a lot of people. Well, I mean, that's only three, but like those three people, all of them deserve their flowers on this podcast at some point. But yeah, I think that the premise of this movie is so dope, and to throw in, you know what I'm saying, a diamond heist where these motherfuckers go to get these diamonds from Mr. Barkley, and Mr. Barkley don't trust their ass, and then they do this whole little thing, and he leaves a note in the thing saying that, you know, if y'all want the real diamonds, I'll hit him in a safe place. That's if I'm still alive. Ha ha ha, whatever. And then Reggie, who goes to jail more than Robbie Downey Jr., in the words of Bookham, and to hide in the back of the damn crook's van. Like, come on. And then to lose your wallet in the van.
Right.
Yeah. It's like hilarious. And then what was the one, if I got a nitpick, the only thing I didn't like was when Bookham was like, you know, you had your people to shoot at me. And it's like, first of all, apparently you've been arresting fucking Reggie for years.
Right. You know good and got well. He ain't
You
got
know good. Yeah, you know he ain't got nothing to do with these people shooting at you. Like this dude just happened to go. He's literally the wrong place at the wrong time. That's literally what that was. But no, this movie, man, is so fucking hilarious, man. It's just like every time, like, okay, right? So he leaves the store, running to book him chasing him, he gets away. This motherfuckers run home. But what we do is we see Gina. Gina see that the lottery number's about to come on.
Mm-hmm.
So she's looking because she got her whole little, religious stuff. Like she put the numbers in this thing or whatever. So she's looking through the thing, and all of a sudden you just hear screaming, but you don't see nobody but her.
Right.
This motherfucker runs through the door. And so he's sitting there like, baby, I almost got killed by a bitch, by this dude, a big white bitch.
he said a big white bitch like a black Power Ranger. No, he said she was dressed like a black Power Ranger.
Yeah, she said, babe, how'd you got it? What you mean how I got out of there? Man, pop my way up out of there. Man, I hit my 3 dudes, knocked my 3 bitches down. And then she said, baby, you can't fight. He said, man. Hey, but no. So then these motherfuckers sitting there looking at the numbers. And then they hit. And so then obviously you do what anybody would do this time. You celebrate like a motherfucker. They going through the house.
Wait, best part is when they was throwing all that money on the motherfucking bed, bro. It had to be like $57 they was throwing around, bro.
Well, remember she was mad before the lottery numbers came out. She was like, I could have stayed at home for this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because her tips, she didn't really get a lot of tips that day. And so then she's sitting there throwing money out her ass and all this type of shit. And she was like, let me see the ticket. He was like, oh, I got the ticket right here. I got the ticket. And then it was so funny how he did this shit just like a kid. He was like, I lost my wallet. And she was like, Reggie, Reginald, where's the ticket? The ticket is in the wallet. I lost my wallet. Why you just want to say you lost the ticket, dude? He wanted to keep saying he lost his wallet.
We got to time out though, because first and foremost, we got to show appreciation to Prime Eva Mendes. Okay,
man, yo,
with them shorts on, man. Let me tell you something.
Yellow shorts,
and she had that golden brown tan, brother. Man, goodness gracious, goodness gracious. Just hold on real quick, man. I'm just saying, man. Crazy, man. Okay, how, man? That motherfucker is fine.
Man, you ain't never lied. This movie and motherfucking Too Fast, Too Furious, my guy.
And Training Day.
Yeah, but you don't see her that much in Training Day though.
She was naked in Training Day.
Yeah, but it was quick though. It was fast, but I'll take it.
No,
you hit the pause button.
On that VCR, you think I didn't?
That's fucking funny.
Yeah, I had a perfect shot on the VCR, man. What you talking about?
Yeah, this guy right here.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was just so funny how he wouldn't admit that he lost the ticket. He just kept saying he lost the wallet. Yeah, that shit was so funny. But man, when Booker ran up. He said, Booker. He said, Booker, I cannot go to jail. He said, you want to know why? You want to know why, Booker? He said, I'm going to tell you why I can't go to jail. He said, they give me a court-appointed lawyer every time. They always get me locked up for 6, 7, 8 months. He said, you want to know why I can't go to jail? I'll tell you why I can't go to jail. I just hit the lotto for $60 million. I'm talking about money stacked so tall, make all the bitches fall. Yo, that motherfucker took out. He said, man, he said, man, $60 million is what the ticket is worth. And he was like, man, all you gotta do is take a small detour to take me back to get my wallet. He said, to make it even sweeter for you, I can show you where the diamond people dropped me off at. And he was like, man, I know you can use a piece of that, man, with a regular ass Impala. Yo, that was so funny. You sitting there getting arrested by the fucking bounty hunter, but you want to sit there and talk shit about his damn Impala and all this shit. So that shit was fucking funny as fuck to me. But man, that part always fucking tripped me out, man, because just the whole thing of just saying, yo, money stacked so tall, make all the bitches fall. Come on, man. That shit was fucking hilarious, man.
Man, so what I'm interested in, right? And this was actually one of my favorite characters in here, man, is Roger Gouverneur Smith playing Julian. Because for those who don't know, he's been in the game for a super long time. If you do know him, and if you've seen the movie, you definitely know him from Do the Right Thing. Talking about Martin and Malcolm. This nigga is the perfect villain for this movie, first and foremost. This nigga gets shot in the hand because they couldn't bring him because he turned the lights on. He says, he said he turned the lights on and he left. He said, so what did you do when the lights came on? He said, I did like this. He said, no. Show me again. He said, he turned the lights on and I did like this. He said, hold it. Boom! And shot this nigga.
Hold up.
Goodness.
Hold up. You can't skip over this. This motherfucker said, he said, how did you lose it? He said, I got temporarily blinded. He said, blinded. Somehow you was fucking blinded.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, boy, Williamson, boy.
He had my hands up like this. He shot that nigga in the fucking hand, bro. So they catch this nigga and handcuff this nigga to a hotel bathroom shower ride, bro. Possibly one of the most funniest scenes in cinema history.
No, it ain't one of. It is the.
Bruh.
That shit is the funniest shit ever.
Come on, man. You ain't got a 4-head, you got a 5-head.
Yeah.
You don't have dreams, you have movies. That nigga said, if you had to salute like this.
I'm gonna say, yes, sir. Yeah, that's say, you'll never find blum, 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 a hairline like mine. That motherfucker said, he said, look, I'm shaking in my boots. He said, keep talking, motherfucker. He said, look, I wouldn't even have did your ass like that. He said, what I would have did, I would have dug a hole in the ground, put you in a hole, put a water hose in your mouth, put duct tape all around it, turn the water on full blast, and blow your motherfucking stomach up, bitch.
He told that nigga, keep talking, I'm gonna snatch that wig off in them suede sideburns. Hey, bro. He said that nigga had suede sideburns. Hey, bro, weak as fuck. Let me tell you something, bro. This nigga Mike Epps is so fucking funny, bro. Because the way that they had his hairstyle in the movie, bro, when he said that shit matched so fucking perfectly, bro. That shit could not have been in the script, bro. There was no way that was in the script, bro.
No, he let him freestyle the fuck out of that shit, man. He had to, and I don't know how this motherfucker kept. See, these are the questions that I have. How many takes did this shit take? And how, like, this had to be a situation where it's like, okay, right, you get the still shot, right, and everything is done through editing, because there is no way, I don't care how professional I am, if I am Julian in that moment, I'm not keeping a straight face, my guy. There's no way. It's like, look, y'all gonna have to take still shots of me sitting here and show that in between the shit, because I'm not keeping no straight face. Yo, he said, he said, he said, you keep talking, I'm gonna snatch that leather wig off your motherfucking head with them sway sideburns. He said, I'm shivering in my boot. And she was like, what a screw, she was like, what a screwdriver, baby. He said something to sink. He said, man, that's pussy talking to me right there. Something you might not never know nothing about. Hey, Ice Cube walked in there. He said, man, he was like, oh, what the fuck did he say? He's like, who sent you over here to kill Reggie? He ain't say nothing. And so then he was like, I don't think you want to know what I know, who you really fucking with. He was like, you screwing with me? Like, you really screwing with me? And he's not to this shit. That ain't coming there.
He was like, let me get a piece
He's
of
like, man, let me get some of that, man. He was like, man, back up. And so then he come back, he do it again. He breathing hard. Ice Cube said, he fucking go back in. He's like, man, you gotta let me get some of that, man. That shit look too good. He's like, man, you want some? He's like, yeah, I want some. He go in there, he do it. And then he was like, he said, huh? Say what? Boy life. Channel 6. Point for the scene. Hey, but that shit is hilarious, but that is, yo, that's the funniest shit ever, dude. I'm sorry.
That is definitely the funniest scene in cinema history, bro. Only reason I say that, bro, because they had to have went off script on that, because there's too much shit on there that's too funny to be written, bro. So moving on, man. They finally find out about the diamonds and everything else. They're going to get the diamonds, and you know what I'm saying. What happened? Oh, he shot old girl, didn't he?
Which girl? Hold on. Which girl?
One chick that was sleeping with damn, what's dude's name?
Ursula? The dude's sister,
yeah,
Julian's sister. At the end, he shot her at the end.
That was his sister?
Yes.
I didn't know that this whole time. I thought that they was just, I thought, okay, this is what I thought. I thought that Julian and Ursula was together and she was sleeping with Williamson.
No, they said sister. Yeah, he said that when they was in the when did he say it? I want to say it was when they was riding in the car.
Yeah.
Well, in the van when he was hiding in the back, but damn, now I can't remember when they said it, but they said that they was brother and sister though.
Okay, so they was brother and sister. So Williamson is, I don't know, man. Like, to me, Tommy Flanagan is one of those dudes that he always is in the right role at the right time to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's been in a bunch of shit himself. And it seems like every chance that he gets when he's in a role, like it's tailored to him. Like, for instance, like the Williamson role, the fact that he's, you know what I'm saying, like this Irish or Scottish soccer loving, you know what I'm saying,
boat dealer or whatever.
Yeah, like just basically a dealer. He's a dealer, basically a black market dealer. And you know what I'm saying, like they at the soccer stadium, he got the fucking, you know what I'm saying, the box, you know what I'm saying, and it's just like everything is just, this is just how he do it, you know what I'm saying, like the way he played that role, like I don't think you could have been convinced anymore with a different actor in that role. You know what I'm
saying? I think Tommy Flanagan played it really well. Especially like just his accent is so fucking funny. Even when he's not trying to be, that should be funny. Like after he shot his hand off. Huh?
You thought it was funny?
Yo, when he said after he shot Julian, right? Mm-hmm. And he told it, he was like, he said, this has had to be the worst day of my life. He was like, and if y'all don't fix it, it's gonna be the worst day in your life.
See, to me, right? like to me, I appreciated the accent because it made him to me like a more menacing villain. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause it's I don't know what it is about American action movies to where the villain when he has the foreign accent, it makes him more like of a threat. I
Yeah,
don't know
I said
why it's like
we
that,
can.
but to me, whenever I see that, I feel like that they're, you know what I'm saying, like they more of a problem than they look like they are.
Because like in some of those movies, like when we think about like a foreigner, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we don't necessarily know what their upbringing was like. We don't
Right.
know what they quote unquote hood was like,
Right.
or if they're running from something. Like I remember
Exactly.
when they was talking about Joker, and they were just like, "Yo, like we don't know what he was dealing with, where he was from." You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Like it was some shit about like his country was like under war or some shit like that. So they was like
Are you talking
all of the
about Jokic?
yeah, Jokic, yeah. And
Okay.
it's like, yo, like some of the shit that he
I thought
probably
you were
dealt with.
comic book Joker. I'm about to say what?
Oh no, no, nah,
No,
the Joker,
yeah.
the joke, yeah, yeah. But like they were just saying, like a lot of these motherfuckers, like we're over here,
Mm-hmm.
and like basketball is like a secondary thing to us.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
over there, like some of these people, like they went through like a lot, and like
Mm-hmm.
basketball was like the number one thing, and like some of they upbringing. So it's like you get like these. Is I think is what it is it's the unknown.
Yeah.
Like we don't know. First of all, we don't know how Williamson even got that scar on his face. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's
And I think
kind of
Patrick
like
met him too.
exactly. So to think about a guy that was having the stature that he wasn't a big guy. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? And he got the scar on his face, but he's telling everybody what to do. He's shooting Julian in the middle of the day. Fucking Ice Cube coming there acting, talking
Mm-hmm.
about, he said, I got $6,000 cash money. He was like, man, he said, he said, even if we had $1 million, you couldn't afford this boat.
At all.
You know what I'm saying? Like he was just talking like mad shit, like
Mm-hmm.
nobody phased him.
Yeah.
And I think it's him having an accent and having a scar on his face, and us being Americans, we don't know what he went through in his country. So I think that did add this mystique to his whole character. So I like how they did that.
Yeah, man. Like, so the thing that I really appreciate about this movie though is the fact that they find a way to bring two worlds together, right? And so they find a way to give you this cultural version of Miami, which is high end luxury, fashion, hot girls and you know what I'm saying, dudes in suits and a lot of money everywhere. But then they also give you this other culture of the average everyday person just trying to, you know what I'm saying, like make a way. And I mean that by saying like when you look at Bookham and you look at Reggie, these are just two dudes just trying to really just live life. You know what I'm saying? They both trying to make it, they both trying to become successful. Reggie trying to do it, you know what I'm saying, hustling and you know what I'm saying, doing his thing. And then you got Bookham who's trying to do it by not only just working, but you know what I'm saying, he trying to find a way by selling, exotic fish and shit like that. And then you get a guy like Williamson, who is the pretty much the poster boy for Miami. You know what I'm saying? He got a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? He got the box seats at the stadiums, and you know what I'm saying, he got the fancy car, the boats, you know what I'm saying? He got like the fancy suits. So it's like I appreciate them for bringing both sides of what Miami represents together and being able to put that into this movie, because like to me this is a real live Miami movie, and the only other movie that I've seen that's really been capable of doing that is like a Bad Boys. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
was gonna say that.
Yeah, like that's to me or even the Miami Vice who tried to kind of do it, but theirs was more so the fact that you got these guys who can really just ingratiate themselves into the high end Miami lifestyle, but you didn't really see like those, you know what I'm saying, like those everyday working people like you see in Bad Boys or like you seen in, you know what I'm saying, All About the Benjamins. So I appreciate them for doing that, and they did it in a comedic way, but it was still like super prevalent to see that, you know what I'm saying, those two sides of the coin.
They did it with Scarface too.
Well, Scarface to me was a little bit different only because it was immigrants. So
Yeah, yeah, it
in
was
that
the
point,
immigrant
you
factor.
had to kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like you had to, and not only was it just immigrants, it was the fact that they was also dealing drugs too. With this one, it's a little bit different because you got a guy who actually hit the lottery. And so when they finally, you know what I'm saying, like when he finally get his just due, him and his girl get his they just do, it's because like it's a legit thing, you know what I'm saying? Or when even when Bookham, you know what I'm saying, get his shit off the ground, it's a legit thing because he's trying to start his own, you know what I'm saying, private eye firm too. So it's not like, you know what I'm saying, like they coming up off of some bullshit. It's like they really
Well, he
well
kind of did.
the diamonds too.
Yeah, the diamonds. He kept 10 million of that.
But I mean, they still hardworking dudes at the end of the day. You feel what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's what I was. That's really what I was trying to get to. But you are right. The diamonds definitely help, which I'm not mad at them. They deserved it at the end of that shit. After that boat fight, come on, man.
Ah,
That boat fight was crazy.
yeah, that was super crazy. But no, like it was just like but there was just so many, and like I said, I like the way that they was able to, you know what I'm saying, add pieces to the puzzle as far as like, okay, right, so Ice Cube is like, all right, I'm gonna go in here because he told Bookham about the whole diamond shit. So he took him to the boatyard joint and was like, "This is where they shot at me here and all this type of shit." You know, when Ice Cube jumped down and told him to jump down, he said, "I'm gonna catch you," and then he fell down. And he was like, he said, "Man, you want me to jump down here and end up like Christopher Reeves?" And then that motherfucker jumped down. He said, man, he said, "Yeah, all right." He said, "Man, hell no, I ain't all right." He said, "Man, I knocked all the wind out of myself." He's like, "Man, it's police brutality." He said, "We get Al Sharpton." That shit was so fucking funny. And so then they go to Williamson, and he goes in there, do the whole little thing about I got $6,000 cash, and Williamson kick him out and all this shit. But Day and Gina, they looking through every damn silver Mercedes trying to find the wallet. And
Yeah.
so Bookham see him walking out there, and so then they get into a fight or whatever in the parking lot. And it was so funny when police came and he told them to kiss. So they're walking back to the car. He was like, "Man," he said, "Man, that was real strange right there, man. It's like something real strange going on." And he was like, "Nah, ain't nothing strange. I just don't want them to take you." He was like, "Nah." He said, "Man, go ahead and take me to jail, man. I go to jail, get my commissary, do my motherfucking thing." He was like, "Look, man." He said, "Man, you might." He said, "You keep talking." He was like, "Well, take me to jail then, man." He said, "Cause you think I'm lying about that lotto ticket, and I think you lying about everything." And so then he was like, "Man," he said, "Wednesday can't show you, but he don't want none of that." He's like, "Man, what do you talk about?" He's like, "I know everything, pimping." he said, Williamson didn't even, he said, Williamson must have, not Williamson, but Mr. Barkley must have didn't trust him because he said instead of giving him $20 million of diamonds, he gave him $20 million of glass and left a note saying that he got him in a safe place. He said, "Man, why you didn't tell me that 2 hours ago?" He said, "Man, you don't give a fuck about them diamonds." He said, "All I care about the lotto ticket."
Yeah.
And it ended up circling back around because Williamson ended up going into Bookham's house, taking Gina, and it was because of the fight in the parking lot. So I like how they was able to add pieces to the puzzle to the film, where it's like you got this comedic genius shit going on, and you throwing in this action, and you throwing in a little bit of drama, but you also putting pieces together. Like the script isn't bad, even though I'm pretty sure Mike Epps had a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
As far as like letting him ad lib and get his shit off. But as far as like the story of like putting this whole story together, I think that's something that is slept on because I do think that the way that this was able to be put together and the way it was written, it makes a lot of sense, and I think they did a really, really good job with it.
I agree, man. At the end of the day, like for for me, Ice Cube taking this role and pretty much doing everything that he's done with it, playing because like what a lot of times he plays, he pretty much plays a straight guy, and he definitely finds a capable comedian who's able to play that, opposite role of him. And what he does to me that's like super super beautiful is he allows them to shine in that role. We seen it in Friday with Chris Tucker. We seen it in Friday with Mike Epps, and we seen it with Cat Williams. We seen it with Ride Along with Kevin Hart. And then we see it here as well with Mike Epps. And like to me, the star, well, we seen it in Janky Promoters with Mike Epps. To me, the star of the movie is Ice Cube because he's allowing that space for them to come in and really be the focal point of the movie. Because really, this movie is not about Bookham, it's not about Williamson or anybody else. This really, at the end of the day, is about Reggie finding this, Powerball ticket and getting his money back. If you really break it down to the core of it, that's really what this is about. And then they, as you can see, like they kind of build everything else around that. He gets caught in the van trying to hide in the boatyard, and then and they find him and he loses his wallet, and then Bookham is after him. So Bookham is now involved in this too. And so like for them to be able to focus on Mike Epps in this movie, but Ice Cube is playing this straight man who, even in Friday and everything else, as much as he's a straight man, he's just as funny. You know what I'm saying? Like he's super funny. It's not like he's not giving you no laughs. Like he's giving you hella laughs. Like we just talked about the hotel scene. So I think that with him being able to do that, and I really say that he's the star of it, because you don't find too many actors being able to give, that type of leeway to the co-star of the film to be able to shine the way they do. And I just you got to really give an appreciation to Ice Cube for that, because that's not an easy thing to do. Like, how many times have you seen Al Pacino do that? How many times have you seen Denzel do that? How many times have you seen any of the big names? How many times have you seen them kind of step aside and let the co-star really do their thing? I mean, well, I give Robert De Niro credit because I feel like in Casino he kind of let Joe Pesci take the like take the spotlight. But outside of that, like, it's not too many other movies, and maybe
I
in
think
like
Martin does.
yep. He definitely did in Boomerang for sure. I mean, not Boomerang. Oh my god.
I think he look.
He let Bobby
Yeah,
Brown shine.
I
Yeah.
think he did. I think he did it in Death at the Funeral. I think he
Blue
did it in
Streak.
Roscoe. I think he did it in Nothing to Lose.
Blue
Honestly,
Streak.
I think he Blue Street. Yeah, but Luke Olson comedy's a little different because he was
It-
more of like play like the smart dummy.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Even though, because like this is the thing, even though it seems like, and this is why I say Blue Streak, because Blue Streak is tricky. Because at first glance, it looks like Luke Olson. Luke Wilson. I'm sorry, Luke Wilson.
Wilson.
It seems like Luke Wilson is the straight man, but he's not. He's really the comedic relief, because he's supposed to be the straight-laced, super flat white guy, compared to Martin Lawrence, who's like this flamboyant, black dude. And so, like, in that scenario, really Martin Lawrence is the straight guy in that movie, and Luke Wilson is your comedic relief, just because of the style of the movie. So that's why I say Blue Streak.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that as well. But yeah, Ice Cube does a really good job. But he also have his moments, like I say, like when He was like, jump down and I'm gonna catch you, like the face he made. It was like, man, you wasn't gonna catch that dude.
Yeah.
And then like when they was in Miss Barkley's house,
yeah,
and yeah, it was so funny. So first of all, Ice Cube get hit upside the head with a fucking golf club. And so the dude got the drop on him, and fucking Reggie's out there doing the whole first black president. Don 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 don. So that whole thing.
There's a dead bride in the bathtub.
You know, so they go in the house, and then yo, so he's sitting there like, Booker. He's like, man, why the hell you in here screaming? He's like, man, this bitch scared the shit out of me. And so he's like, man, and then look, he see the safe. He was like, oh man, what's in there? Nothing. He's like, man, it says in a safe place. He said, what's more safe than a safe? Look, man, I already looked in there, ain't nothing in there. so he pat him down. He's like, man, listen, man, you can trust me. I'm trying to tell you, man, you can trust me. He pulled out by goddamn 20,000. What is this? See, I knew you. See, he was like, man, you scandalous. He said, man, you gonna steal from a dead woman? He's like, yeah, man, she don't give a fuck. She ain't gonna complain about it. And so they go downstairs. And what was so funny about Ice Cube was when he was like, Reggie. He's like, man, what you doing, man? He said, help me clean this place up. This motherfucker, he said, man, you ain't here drinking orange juice and shit, man. We got a dead white woman upstairs.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, that shit is hilarious, man. No, and then when he told him when they saw that the gun fell in the fish tank, and so he was like, man, we got to get that. He was like, yeah. He's like, stick your hand down there and get it. He said, you funny. That's like asking me to stick my tongue to Oprah Winfrey's ass.
Hey, bro.
Hey, man. Comedy, bud. I'm talking about this shit is flat out comedy, man. This shit is just so fucking funny. And then how Bookham came up with the fucking plan. So, all right, so we got to get to a little bit part of the movie. So, they fucking so they get their hands on the diamonds, but Williamson come and takes Gina. So now they Reggie and Bookham, they already got two of Williamson guys. So they're like, all right, so what we gonna do is we gonna crash this fucking car into Williamson's spot, leave the tape recorder in there. Say we're gonna do the drop at the racetrack, at the dog track, because that's what Ice Cube, that's what Bookham used to work at before he started being a bounty hunter. So he basically told Reggie the plan of, like, you know what I'm saying, basically keep your hands on the diamonds long enough to where I do the signal, and then you're gonna jump down the, you know what I'm saying, the escalator thing with the diamonds. But he caused this whole disturbance or whatever he pulled all the diamonds in his hands, and he ended up
so he ended up giving them he ended up showing them the diamonds, and then he looking at them. He ended up pouring them in. Well, I think he poured them in Williamson's hand, right?
Yeah, he poured them in Williamson's hand, and he said, "Look, man, you can't keep my bag." He said, "This is where I keep my weed at."
Come on, man. Stupid.
And so he smacked his hands, and the diamonds went flying, and all this type stuff. And so Williamson is able to get the diamonds, and then they leave. And so then they get into the big argument, and fucking like I said earlier, Craig and Bookham is the same person. All right.
Shit, Day and Reggie is the same person.
Yeah, they're the same person, because he was sitting there when they did the whole partner thing. Like, he didn't want to say that he was his partner and all this type shit. But as soon as shit went bad, he reverts back to the same person that he was. Yeah. And he was just like, he was like, man, all you had to do was keep the diamonds in your hands and, blase, blase, and all this type shit. And he was like, improvise and, all this type stuff. And so he's like, so he got mad at him and he's like, man, he was like, man, look, what did he say? He said, man, I'm gonna quit. He was like, quit again after that. He's like, 'cause we was never partners. And then so he's sitting there, he's whining and saying, Gina, we can go do this shit by ourselves and all of this stuff. But they the same characters from the Friday movies.
Absolutely. And the beauty about it is though, is that the shit is so funny and it's so creative and the story is so different that even though you know that it's the same characters, you really don't mind it.
I don't because it's like they're the same, but they're different. Like it's just different tweaks with different stories, but it don't take anything away from any of the movies. Like even though they feel like the same characters, the Friday movies and All About the Benjamins is completely different movies.
Absolutely.
I mean, you get the feel. You definitely get the feel, but it's still two totally different movies.
Right.
And so, and then and I'm gonna tell you something people don't really give Mike Epps credit for. Even though he put on comedic genius in this movie, he put on an acting clinic. And one of the things that I thought was hilarious, but it's small, it's really small. So when they was chasing Williamson and Bookham looked back, he was like, man, where you get that gun from? He's like, I got it from Mrs. Barkley, right? And so he's like, man, shoot out the bad tire. He said, man, I look like Mel Gibson. So then he started shooting out the window where he was shooting and he hit the back window. And how genuine he looked on his face when he was so excited. And Gina was like pumping him up. He looked like he was a kid in the candy store. Absolutely. And I was just like, for him to look that fucking excited about some shit that you didn't even really do, I was like, yo, that shit takes talent. I know it's small, but just for him to be able to put this look on his face like he's a 10-year-old kid and he just accomplished something that he never accomplished before, that shit was hilarious. And I loved him and Gina's chemistry because remember when they was like
a real relationship, bro.
Dude, when they was chained to the bed and he was like, and she was like, baby, just go to court. I said, just go to court. And then he said, I can't go to court. Want to know why? He said, because I'm allergic to the judicial system. And then when he said, baby, when I go to court, I break out. And then she mouthed it. And he's like, I break out in hives, baby. And she did the hives when he did it. And then he was like, I get the sweating. And she was like, and she mouthed, I get the sweating and shit. I was like, that chemistry that they had, that shit was on point, man, because she knew him. She knew everything he was going to say. Mm-hmm. And it was just like, it was so funny because when you in like those type of relationships where you can finish motherfucking sentences, like that's when you know, like, yeah, that's the motherfucker for me. Like if you're able to know what I'm gonna say and you know what I'm thinking, whether he say the shit all the time or not, it's just the fact of like how they were able to build that chemistry, because even though they wasn't in a relationship, but you could see the whole Pam and Bookham thing, like you kind of could tell that it was kind of something to expect.
But it wasn't as good as Reggie and Gina.
No, not Reggie and Gina, not at all. No. Yeah, but their chemistry was dope. But I just think that he did a really, really good job of acting. But then, like the whole scene of when, they was able to, they seen the truck, the same truck that they saw that they was loading the van into. So they followed the truck to the boatyard. You know what I'm saying? Williamson knocked up Ursula or whatever. And so they getting on a boat. And then This motherfucker. No, it's so funny because Ice Cube, he just got this look, dude.
Yeah.
And it's like, so he was like, man, he's like, we gotta go down there. And so he's like, yo, he was like, man, he's like, he's like, something about give me a gun or something. He's like, man, you got a gun. He's like, well, why you holding that? He's like, man, I don't know, to scare him or something. So he give him another. He's like, this is my baby. You know what I'm saying? Don't lose it. So they jumped down there. He shot that motherfucker as soon as they got on the boat. He said, and then the whole part of where, and it was so funny because Ice Cube, he had to fix himself to get right in front of the camera because he kind of like moved into front of the camera. And then, how you gonna drop my favorite gun? He's like, man, I ain't never been on a boat before. And then he was like, and he gave him a taser. He said, oh my God, what am I supposed to do with that? He was like, you don't want it? He said, no, take it then. He said, you use your 5 fingers then, use that. He was like, man, you know what? I'll take it.
Let me tell you something, bro. Bro, the irony is, as soon as these niggas get on the boat, that nigga just drop the gun is fucking comedy, bro. Right after this nigga said my favorite gun, bro, that shit is so fucking funny, bro.
Yo, I'm talking about funny, bro. So then he's walking through the boat, and you know, Gina and Pam, they want to be some help, so they knock the dudes off. And then I keep wanting to say Day Day, but that's why I keep pausing, because I'm about to say Day Day, but I mean to say Reggie. So Reggie see the 2 bodies fall, but then he see Williamson's jacket, and so then he look under the jacket, he see his wallet, and then he see the ticket still in there, and he start dancing, 60 million, 60 million, 60 million, and then Williamson come in, and he was like, you're like a roach. It just keeps popping up. He was like, man, it's funny you bring up roaches because I'm black. I know about all the type of roaches. And so Williamson's like, yo, pick up that bag. You know, I'm gonna put you on the speedboat. And so then he was like, pick up the bag. He was like, 1, 2. He's like, don't shoot me. Don't shoot me. He's like, I ain't got no insurance. And so they get on the boat. And dude, I want to say Craig
Booker.
And so Booker was hiding down there. They was able to get Booker. But the all-time funny scene though is when the boat scene go down. Wilson, we thought Wilson was dead when he hit his neck, but he didn't die. Came back from one last little scare. He pumped about 6, 7, 8 in his chest. And so then they sitting out there. And then we see fucking Coast Guard coming. So he's like, man, shit, what we gonna do? He was like, I hate to do this, player. He said, but I gotta take you to jail. And he was like, hey, that motherfucker said, he's like, man, trust me, man, you only spent about 2 weeks in there. He was like, man, he said, you want me to trust? He said, how am I supposed to fucking trust you? He's like, man, look, God don't like ugly, and you's an ugly motherfucker. He said, man, you want Gina, don't you? He was like, you want Gina, you gonna steal Gina from me. Hey, why that shit was so fucking funny, man. That motherfucker said, God don't like ugly, and you's one ugly motherfucker, but that shit was hilarious, man.
But I like the way they made it all pan out too. You know what I'm saying? They came and got him. You know what I'm saying? He had his ticket. You know what I'm saying? He was still winning. Did his thing, picked him up with his girl in the car. You know what I'm saying? It was a beautiful ending to a movie, especially around this time in 2002, where, you know what I'm saying, this was to me, I felt like the height of like black cinema, where we was getting a lot of movies with, you know what I'm saying, some of our great black actors like Morris Chestnut, Nia Long, Sanaa Lathan. Oh man. The people I'm talking about is all in, you know what I'm saying, Best Man. So all them people, they was making all of these movies, you know what I'm saying, like Gabrielle Union, all of them. So the fact that they was able to make, you know what I'm saying, these type of movies around this time and be able to, you know what I'm saying, have these type of stories without having, you know what I'm saying, like drug dealers and all this other shit, just to be able to bring that all together, I thought that was beautiful, man. But are you ready for the Fire Flames?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Let's do it, bro.
Yoga fire. Yoga flame.
All right, man. Excuse me. So what you rating this thing?
Easy 5. What we talking about? This is one of the most funniest movies that I've seen. I can't even tell you how many times I've seen this movie. The casting was on point. The writing was on point. I think the comedic genius that we was able to see out of Mike Epps was amazing. I mean, the bathroom scene might be the funniest scene I've ever seen. Just the fact of Ice Cube being able to come out with, you know what I'm saying, the first Friday, switch it up, add Day to the mix. They do that movie and then come with a hit immediately after that one with All About the Benjamins.
And then on the side, do janky promoters.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just this movie, man. It gives you a lot of different elements, man. As far as you get the action, you get the comedy. You know what I'm saying? You throw a little bit of drama in there, and just to be able to give us like they didn't give us a bunch on Bookham because there was a conversation where Reggie was like, yo, look, I've been on my own since I was 14. He was like, everything that I got and learned, I learned from the street. He was like, why are you so, you know what I'm saying, so stingy or whatever the case may be? And Bookham didn't answer the question, really.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we didn't really get much about Bookham's background, but like you said earlier, this movie really is about Reggie at the end of the day. Like, Bookham was just, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, the dressing to the cake or whatever, well, the icing to the cake. So but yeah, man, I'm definitely give this movie a 5. I can watch this movie any day of the week.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you, man. I'm gonna have to give it a 5 too. The comedic presence, comedic timing in this movie is genius. Not just from Mike Epps, but from everybody in the movie. The acting is amazing. It's not one person in there where you'd be like, man, this is a horrible actor. You know what I'm saying? We got a cameo from Bow Wow. We in Miami, you know what I'm saying? Ice Cube is wearing the Heat jersey. Like, everything about this movie, you know what I'm saying, is perfect. It fits. It shows you, you know what I'm saying, the high end side of Miami, and it also even shows you, you know what I'm saying, the hood of Miami. And then just not only that, man, I think this is dope because this is a movie where we see two black men not necessarily having to deal in, you know what I'm saying, drugs or gangbang or do none of this other shit. It's just two, not necessarily straight laced, but it's two, you know what I'm saying, hustling black men who really just trying to make a way for themselves and, you know what I'm saying, their family. And it's beautiful, man. I appreciate it. And then the cast was magnificent in this movie, man. So yeah, I'm definitely agreeing. This is a 5.
Yes, sir. Same page today.
Yes, sir, man. You ready for the coming soon?
Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
Coming soon to own on video and DVD.
All right, man. So I don't know how to tell y'all this, but we're hitting y'all over the head with another funny one. This one is
back-to-back comedies.
Oh my goodness. This one is starring Orlando Jones and Eddie Griffin. When I tell you that everything about this movie is brilliance, is oh my god, I can't wait to do this. This was one of my favorite movies growing up. So I'm ready for this one, man. We doing double take on the next one, man. So y'all get ready. If y'all haven't seen it, look it up, find it, get ready to watch it. And we'll be bringing y'all that on the next episode, man. But if you enjoyed All About the Benjamins, if you enjoyed Reggie, if you enjoyed Bookham, you know what I'm saying? If you still walk around saying 15, 30, 37, 38, you know what I'm saying? Hit us up on socials, let us know on Instagram and Twitter, at ViewAnon on Facebook, at VA Pod Watch Group. You can also join the community on Twitter where we talk about movies and TV all the time. And if you are following the podcast, make sure you subscribe to the podcast as well. It's only $29.99 a month. We just put out a new episode.
I thought it was $2.99.
I'm sorry, $2.99 a month. I'm sorry. Jumping the gun. $2.99 a month. I'm sorry. And we just put out a new episode of Winning Time, season 2, episode 1. We are covering the Winning Time series on HBO Max right now. And we'll have other episodes outside of that as well. But right now, our TV show is Winning Time. And if you'd like to follow me, hit me up on socials at Ascus Brunson on Twitter. I got a link to my bio. You can find me everywhere else there.
And also, write us if you play those numbers for real on the lottery.
Yeah, for sure. I would definitely.
Because I need to know
Hilarious.
how many people really played those numbers.
Yeah, that would be.
'Cause I'm pretty sure that shit happened so many times. But y'all can find me at s.foster8 on Instagram and on Twitter at 28 minutes or less pod. They're just on IG. Follow the podcast 28 minutes or less. It's on all major platforms. Last episode is still 131, which was AI streaming. I got something big coming up. So be on the lookout for the very next episode of the 28 minutes or less. I got something special coming for y'all. So be on the lookout for that. We'll be coming out soon. And that's all I got.
Nice, man. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. Your support is always greatly appreciated. And like they say in Hollywood, man, that's a wrap.
Good.